Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be a little different and I hope a little bit more informative, because in this video I want to talk to you guys about my experience getting laser eye surgery here in Hong Kong. The type of surgery I got is called Smile, which I'll tell you guys a little bit more about later in the video. And honestly, this is the best decision I have made in my entire life and I'm so proud of myself for it. If you're also somebody thinking about getting laser eye surgery and you just have some general questions, or you want to hear about somebody else's experience getting it, I hope this video helps you out in making that decision. Anyway, without further ado, let's get right into the video. First question that I asked myself: which type of laser eye surgery did I get? So I'm sure you guys are more familiar with LASIK, which is the one that everybody thinks about when they think about laser eye surgery. It was also the one I thought about, but after I did a little bit more research, I found out about Smile. Apparently, Smile is a newer, safer, and less invasive procedure compared to LASIK. It is also way more expensive. Well, I wouldn't say way more, but it is quite expensive compared to LASIK. But I really think it's worth it because I think it's a lifelong investment and you'll definitely get your return on that investment in no time. Before I talk about the surgery itself, let me give you guys a little bit of background on my eyesight. So the type of vision problem I had was nearsightedness, which means I could see things that are up close, but I can't see things that are far away very well. I also had a small degree of astigmatism, which is quite common for people with nearsightedness. And yeah, unfortunately, I had the whole package. I know some people also suffer from farsightedness, which is the opposite of nearsightedness, so you kind of get the idea. They can see things that are far away better than they can see things that are up close, which, if you ask me, doesn't really make sense to me. So yeah, I've been wearing glasses for as long as I can remember. I don't think it was caused by anything in particular, because I know some people say that, oh, if you watch too much video games if you play too much video games or if you watch too much TV, then your eyesight will worsen, which is probably true, but I don't think that's what mine was caused by. I think mine was more like a genetic thing, because my dad and my sister also wear glasses and their prescription is also quite high. So when I was a kid and I had to wear glasses, I didn't really care much because I was a kid and you don't really care about how you look at that age. But as I grew up, my eyesight started to get worse and the lens of my glasses started to become thicker and thicker. So if you're someone who wears glasses, you know that the thicker your lens are, the smaller they make your eyes look. The opposite is true for people who have farsightedness. Their glasses make their eyes look bigger, and it's what gives them like that bug-eyed look. I can't really explain the physics of it. You're gonna have to watch another video for that. I had my right eye done in March and my left eye done in June. So now normally you're supposed to have surgery on both of your eyes on the same day, but obviously I had to be the odd one out. Okay, this is what happened with my experience. So first they did my right eye, which went fine. Then they moved on to my left eye. So the laser is only in contact with your eye for like 20 to 30 seconds. But I guess after I got my right eye done and it was time to do the left eye, I started to kind of panic. I hadn't realized until then like the gravity of the situation, like the fact that I had a literal laser pointed at my eyeball. So I guess I moved a little bit because they tell you to look at this green light, but after a while the green light disappears, but you're not supposed to move your eye, which is, I don't know, that part kind of, I found it a little bit difficult, because how am I supposed to know where I'm looking if the green light disappears, right? After I moved my eye, I don't even know if I did, but I guess I did, because after that the machine just shut down. There was no like humming of the machine in the background. There was no like robotic voice counting down the seconds. And I was really confused. I was like, oh, what happened? Like, is it over? And then the doctor told me like, oh, because you moved your eye a little bit, the machine shut down to protect your eye. And then she told me that the surgery is going to be postponed for another 3 months to let my eye recover. So I had to go another 3 months with just half my vision working correctly and the other half just being blurry. And it was really annoying, but you know, it had to be done. So that's my experience. But yeah, I hope this doesn't deter you from getting the surgery done, because this is just my personal experience, and I really hope that this doesn't happen to you. I don't think it would happen to you. Moving on to what I think is the most important question. Is it painful? So the answer is no. The surgery itself is not painful. You will feel a little pressure in your eyeball because they are, you know, well, they're not poking it. They are doing things to your eyeball, so you will feel a little bit of that. Because the surgery itself is not too long, it's just around 10 minutes. Actually less than 10 minutes. So they don't give you any anesthesia. They do give you a painkiller about 10 to 20 minutes before the procedure, so that does help. However, after the surgery, I'm not gonna lie, there is a little bit of pain, which I think is to be expected, especially if you're in bright lights or if you're under the sun. But that pain quickly goes away after a day or so. The next question, which I think is just as important as the question before this, is it expensive? And I'm not gonna lie, I'd love to say no, it's not expensive. I have plenty of money to spare, but that's not the case. It is a pretty expensive procedure for a surgery that lasts less than 10 minutes. So the total amount I paid was 20,000 Hong Kong dollars. Apparently it's more expensive than that. I think the range is like $23,000 to $25,000. But this clinic at the time was having a spring promotion, which is why it was only 20K. It was more expensive at the time for me because I was a full-time student. However, the clinic is really flexible and they let you pay in monthly installments if you have a credit card, so that's really helpful. I wasn't allowed to wear contact lens for 3 months before the surgery date, and this was to allow the natural allow the shape of my cornea to go back to its natural shape, because apparently prolonged wear of contact lens alters the shape of your cornea. As for the aftercare, it's pretty straightforward. They will give you lots of different eye drops and detailed instructions on how often to use them, when to use them. One thing I will mention is that you have to avoid doing any sort of water activities for up to a month after the surgery, which was fine for me. You know, I'm not a person that does a lot of water activities. And also because of COVID and everything going on right now, I can't really travel. Like, you know, my life is not that exciting, so they didn't really have to tell me that. So like I said, there is really not much pain. There is pain the day after the surgery or right after the surgery, but it does go away quite quickly, like in a day or so. Would I recommend getting smile surgery? And I would say 100% yes. While it is expensive, especially if you are a full-time student, I really think it's worth the investment because your vision, well, because it is something that you will use every minute, every second of every day of your life. So I think it's definitely worth every dollar that you spend on it. I know this video probably doesn't answer every single question you guys have about Smile. Please feel free to leave your questions in the comments below and I will make sure to answer them to the best of my ability. Thanks so much for watching this video all the way through, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!